Welcome to another live episode of Halftime Adjustments. It's your host, Eddie Arnell, my man G Witt, Mr. J.
Tighten up,
Lou.
baby. Tighten up, baby.
What's going on, fellas? Tighten up tonight. How y'all doing, man? Week 2?
Week 2.
We not
Almost there.
It's
We
almost
almost
there.
there.
Almost there, man. I
Almost.
know it's tough. It's tough sitting through preseason because you're ready for the season to start. You're ready for the excitement. You're ready for the games to mean. I'm not saying it don't mean anything because there's a lot of guys trying to make this roster.
Yeah.
And the game is very important to them, man. But the week 1 can't get here fast enough. I mean, I know it. We want to see what we're gonna put on the field against the Broncos. But this past week had the joint practice with the Falcons. We heard a common theme, fellas. J. Lou, slow start, man. What we gonna do about those slow starts?
Man, it's what did Big Jeff say the first day? He's tired of talking about it. It's the same thing we saw last year, and between practices and preseason games, if you think about last week's game, week 1, and then again this week, offense is coming out in 3 and outs or just dragging. Defense this week was a little better as far as a slow start. It's bend but don't break. And they righted the ship a little faster to get off the field. But still, man, that's something that Callahan, and we said it a lot last year. That to me, that falls on coaching. You've got to have these guys ready to go. I mean, and again, coaching, you can only do so much.
Right.
And especially with a young team, so you want to see some of these leaders step up, some of these young leaders step up, but they got to be ready to go. I mean, it's hard playing winning football when you're 14 points down before you get started. And we saw that too many times last year, and seen it again too many times this year. I believe both games so far, the time of possession can be a little tricky because it evens out. But if you look at game 1 and game 2, the opposing team ate up the first quarter. That's why you saw Cam play in the second quarter, because he just had no time. So they've got to figure out a way to get that to right that ship.
Yeah, and so again, it's something we got to get addressed. But you like the way G Witt they came out, especially on the defensive side of the ball in this game. Titans 23, Falcons 20. Defense, man, I thought they brought the heat. I thought they played well. I mean, making a statement early on G Witt, and you knew it by what they were talking about during the week, how they felt, man. But talk to me about what you saw as far as the start for the defense.
No, well, the start for the defense, I thought I was a little worried at the beginning, but in all honesty, but when I watched them as they continued on, it seemed like after that first set of downs that Atlanta had, then all of a sudden it all picked up for them. You saw them making plays, being out in the flats, coming in with the tackles, stopping the run early. The defense didn't have as much of a slow start as the offense did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a great job, considering the fact that Atlanta was playing their third string quarterback. I thought they did a good job of shutting down that offense. I mean, you figure the first drive Atlanta ran 6 plays and had to punt.
Mm-hmm.
Second drive I think they ran 3 and had to punt again.
Mm-hmm.
So you like that from your defense, but again, like you said, J. Lou, that's what we saw last year. And still the offense takes its time in getting rolling, and that can't happen. And understanding the fact that we got a young team and not everybody is going to be on the same page starting out, but I agree with you, it's all a part of coaching. Somehow Callahan has got to get the play calls that's going to allow the offense to move quicker and continue some sustained drives, and especially in the first quarter, because the defense has come out playing lights out. But I think those offensive drives, you can't keep having these 3 and outs, especially during the regular season, because you're going to get scored on.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be facing that same thing where we're going to be down 14-0, and all the offensive planning goes out the window because you're trying to play catch up from that point on, and your defense is already worn out. So by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, they can't stop a cold. So, I mean, seriously, that's the way it works. I mean, you burn your defense out early, and by the time the fourth quarter comes around, they're gassed, and that's when teams really start running the ball on you. So really, they got to figure out a way to get this offense going in the first half, especially in the first quarter, to create some drives so the defense does not get worn down so early.
Yeah, and if you just go back and look at this particular game that we're talking about, so 5 plays and punt, 3 plays and punt, and 3 plays and punt. And so, to your point, got to get going fast. Now I thought, and we'll hit this real in depth here in just a minute. I think Callahan is actually better in a 2-minute offense.
Yep.
Whatever reason
Mm-hmm.
we've been witnessing right now. And so, yeah, thank y'all, man, for coming in tonight. Eddie Gray, man, appreciate seeing you. Q, Nathan, who else is here? Mikey Jones, Darius, man, appreciate y'all the comments. So Eddie Gray says he's finally got to see Cam live. I told you, man, we've been telling you that arm is fantastic, and he says the metric, man. So great. I'm glad you was able to witness that. But let's talk about the offense, man. We on the offense. Let's talk about the offense. I'm gonna start this way. So Cam, right, elite in his throws. Eddie Gray, thank you for the segue. Even in his incomplete, incompletion, excuse me.
Yeah.
As he throwing the ball away, put it in position. G, you talked about it after week 1, throwing the ball away when you throwing it away, and even to the fact that as he on third down to DK, he throws it away to where he could only make the catch,
right,
where the defender couldn't get to it. So elite throws, man,
Yeah.
regardless of what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing, well, you heard about it in practice. The report coming out was that he made a Will Levis play, trying to throw the ball away, didn't do a good enough job, and it ended up getting picked.
Yeah.
So you saw the end result of that because a couple of times he had to throw the ball away. He made sure that it was going to go out of bounds. But to your point about the elite throws, yeah, his ball placement, as far as the throws were concerned, were really on the elite level. I mean, the third down incompletion to DK, man, that was a thing of beauty. And we saw some of the pundits put out there about how he drove the ball, but he drove it to a place to where only DK could make the catch. It was low and away, and so there was nobody who was going to be able to make that catch but him. And then, of course, we can always talk about the missed catch by Van Jefferson, because that was really, he fit that ball in there perfectly, to be totally honest. And they can say it's a little bit overthrown. Yeah, you can nitpick it, but I'll go with the professionals. They said that ball should have been caught. There's no way you don't catch that ball. So that's more on the receiver than anything. And even Alec Ayamanor, he had a problem on one pass that actually it went over him, but truly he should have got a pass interference call because the DB was holding his arm.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
but it was a great pass. I mean, he threw it right where it needed to be. Yeah. The only thing I could say bad about Cam in this game, there were a couple of times he should have took a check down and had the running back open, especially like on first down. I thought some of the play calling didn't help out. I thought it was a bad pass he threw out the DK on the wide receiver screen for one, and then he threw another one to Ayamanor. And I thought we talked about it on second down. That's just not a good play to run. So I blame Callie on that one. But again, overall, yeah, we know we got somebody special with elite arm talent and understands the game. The question for him is always going to be being consistent and adjusting to the speed of the regular season. So we'll see what happens. But overall, Cam is still doing a great job.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw it to you, Jay Lou. I just wanted to, because we text about one of his incompletions in particular, and he got a lot of flack for going deep on 3rd and short. Now, 3rd and 4, I think 3rd and 5, they ran a double hitch with a slot fade, and so the hitches didn't even get to the sticks from my viewpoint.
Right.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna throw the slot fade. Now, incomplete pass, he should have went short. But again, you said it, G-Wit. Callahan's got to give him a better opportunity. I'm not saying he didn't, but the receivers also got to get to the sticks, J. Lou. We saw them doing that in practice over and over. But for whatever reason, that play, they did not get to the sticks. But go ahead, J. Lou.
Yeah, so it's preseason, so I actually don't mind him not taking the check downs, because I think what he's doing is trying to see what he can get away with still at the NFL level, because there's several, G-Wit, you're right. There's several plays when you go back and look at that, when you talk about in particular, Ed, I think it might have either been Gunner or one of the tight ends was wide open on the double hitch play when you see it from the all 22 when he shot it to Alec. But I have no problem with him doing that right now if you're working on, because you got it on film, and we know that this man he's nothing but all ball. So he knows if he go, I think if it counts for real, he knows, okay, let me just take what I can get. I had no problem with that shot. Should have been PI. Ref still in preseason form as well. But the one thing that I'll say about Cam, so when you look about, the one thing we talked about with this offense last year that I think that we were missing is the explosive type plays.
Yeah.
Because we did have check down Charlie in there a lot last year. But through preseason game 1, the average depth of Cam's passes was 10 yards. This past game was 13 yards. So he's pushing the ball down the field. And again, he's just his poise and presence and pocket presence. Like, it looks like a foreign language that you're watching out there, because we just haven't seen that in over 4.5 years with this team. That's both the pocket presence and the protection from the offensive line. Now, and again, I know folks are gonna say, well, they both teams didn't have their starting defense. Well, we got 3 out of 5 on starting offense, because if you look at the offense this year, we started a different right guard this game than we did the previous game, and still no hiccups there. So good to see that. I think I saw a stat that the offense only had 7 hurries the whole game, no sacks allowed and 7 hurries, and that's with 3 different quarterbacks playing. So his 2 best passes were incomplete, but it still left a lot to be desired. And again, I think you're going to see some opportunities with now Callahan. This is why I got to get on him and Dion. I see my guy saying he's questioning Callie. I'm not questioning him as a head coach yet, as much as I'm questioning him as a play caller.
Yeah,
because I think like he's got to figure that out. And Ed, we said it when we saw. If you just go back and watch the drive before halftime, the offense was in rhythm. They were going, and he just looked more comfortable that way, as opposed to when he's trying to methodically call plays down the field. Even some of the scripted seems a little off until they can get off scripted. So he's got to figure that out. I think he understands now that he has a quarterback that can make the throws that he wants him to make in this offense that he just hadn't been able to do. So I'm hoping we see a little bit more of that. I personally would like to see, even if Cam only plays 2 series again this coming Friday, I want one of them series to be nothing but hurry up offense, just so you can see him run the 2-minute offense before we go to Denver and it counts for real.
Right. So let me get some of these comments back, because they're good. I appreciate y'all doing that. Let's see here. Quandre Diggs. No, he did not play. Ada Gray, to answer your question. Kwame says Falcon QB Emory Jones got KO. He took a big shot.
Knocked out. Right. Yes.
Here's a good one right here, man. And we can go ahead, because a lot of people are talking about Restrepo. So Nathan was like, why didn't they put Restrepo in there with Cam? Seemed like a missed opportunity. Now, and I know how people feel. And I've been saying it the last few weeks. And again, I'm going to say it again. I love Restrepo. I really do. And to, I think it was Eddie Gray. Yeah, the move he made after he made that catch for 13 yards. I mean, he left the DB, in his tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, it's a numbers game. Again, it's a numbers game. How many receivers are going to take? Now, we know Prochet is a special teams guy. Yeah. So he's also catching the ball well. You can hear Callie loves him, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. You got DK, another special teams guy, right? Another returner. You also got Bryce Oliver, who was a gunner, which he probably, if he gets more reps, right. He might still be a gunner. He might be the number 2 guy. Who knows? We don't know just yet. That's the problem. The numbers are going to get him. Now, it's a telling sign when he only played 11 snaps this week, right? And he only plays with the 3s.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something there. I don't know. I hope it works out for him, but you really get down. I've heard people say with Van Jefferson and him. Is it really between him and Van?
No, it's not. Like, it's so this is. I'm about to give you the best analogy you can put with him.
Okay.
He's not Mason Kinsey as everybody wants him to be. I'll point out a couple differences. Yep. Mason Kinsey was a gunner on punt team several times Friday night. Restrepo's not doing that. And when you start getting into that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th receiver slot, you've got to separate yourself on special teams.
That's right.
And the problem, and no fault of Restrepo's. He's just the guys that's ahead of him on special teams just haven't given up that spot.
Right.
I mean, who
Right.
would have thought going into training camp that Prochet was probably going to solidify, unless something drastically happens, he solidified your punt return spot. Like there's no competition. I don't know why they keep putting Jackson out there to save my life.
I think he's done too.
Yeah,
he's done, but they still are trying to see what he got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But, and it's because he's a draft pick.
Yeah.
At that. But he's playing behind them. He's not getting no run at kick return. And then when you talk about the snap count, you do see Mason Kinsey out snap counting him. I think it would be difficult to hide him. Well, I say it'd be difficult because of his name, but I don't know if it'd be difficult to hide him on the practice squad when you look around the league and see how many teams just really need just slot guys like that. Now, somebody might take a chance, but then again, you're picking him up and he's probably still second or third on that depth chart. So I thought that it's a telling sign as well when you ran basically all rookies out there this past Friday with Cam that he was out there with Trevor Siemian.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And so, we'll see, man. Dion says that Resto kind of helps out the Gatorade. Integrate said he hopes Sheffield at least makes the practice squad. I know his dad would be great. Yeah, he's hometown, man. I hope he does.
He practice squad.
Yeah, I do. And I saw something else. It might have been on X, if I remember correctly, that is it possible they're trying to not play him as much to be able to hide him on the practice squad?
Who's that?
Restrepo. Yeah.
I thought about that too. I don't know. Again, I agree with you guys. It's a numbers game, man. It's going to be.
It is.
It's going to be hard. I mean, because they may be trying to hide him so they can keep him on the practice squad or whatever. Because we got to remember one thing about him: he went undrafted.
That's what I was just going to bring up.
He went undrafted. So
he
people had the same film that we had on him in college and everything. He still went undrafted. I mean, we took a chance on him, and I know a lot of people are. Especially in this area because of what he did in OTAs and everything, and the fact that he played with Cam and played well. They let's have him, but it's a numbers game, man.
It is.
And only way the numbers games get shooken up, really, and it still be hard for them to make it, even if they did cut Van Jefferson. You got to figure Bryce Oliver's in the mix on that as well. So it's going to be hard for him to make it. They may be trying to hide him for the practice squad, but we never know.
We never know. And don't forget, fellas, and I know it was a big deal, man. He ran a 4.840.
That's what I was, And
that's what really hurts him.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that's the speed. Guy. I know he had he had some issues, right? Yeah. Supposedly with a hamstring. So Mikey, we're gonna talk about that too. Let's go ahead and talk about Gunnar Ham, because Gunnar Ham, G-Wit.
Yeah.
Look, we've and I'm not saying he's all pro Kelsey. I'm not saying that. But we on this show have wanted a big hybrid tight end that could run, that could block, and they can make the tough catches.
Yep.
We might have one.
Yeah.
That fourth round might go down as one of the greatest rounds of draft that we've seen in a long time for this franchise.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because really when I watch Gunnar Ham play, the player, the former Titan that he reminds me of, in all honesty, is Craig Stevens. Craig Stevens is the same type of tight end where he could block. He was a solid blocker, but he was also fast enough to get downfield, make some great catches. I always thought Craig Stevens was one of those type of players that was vastly underused when he was here. And one of the things that J-Rob did that I applauded him for at the time was the fact that when he first took the job, he made sure he signed Craig Stevens to an extension. Unfortunately, as we've seen happen, he retired. But no, I think Gunnar Ham is really in that type of mode. He's an outstanding. You see it. He's an outstanding blocker. He can get downfield. The thing you like on that TD pass was not only did he go and high point it and catch it with strong hands, he blocked both DBs out the picture.
Rebound.
So nobody could get to the ball but him, even though the one DB on his left was swatting at it. His hand, he had a good
his hand over his eyes. Yeah.
That's the thing I liked about him. I mean, I think he's gonna give Chig a run for their money, but I don't know if it's gonna happen yet because Chig has the experience, but still, Yeah, Gunnar Helm is going to be one of those that we should finally have what you said, that tight end that can block real well and can run down the field and make the catches when we need it.
The problem is Wiley. I think somebody mentioned it. Yes, Nathan. He said, I thought Wiley was going to be it, but for sure he seems like that guy talking about Gunnar Helm.
Yeah.
The problem is, J. Lou, is that it's DMR or Wiley.
It's DMR by a long shot. Like if you were asking me for my 53s a day, it's DMR, and it's not even remotely close. For one, he brings. We keep talking about when you get to that third, fourth area in a room. What do you bring in on special teams? And DMR has been. I haven't seen anything that would question that, and he's been getting more play than Wiley. I'll be honest. I think that you're going to see more 12 personnel than we probably thought. Because I agree, Chig is still tight end one, but I think you're going to see both tight ends on the field a lot more, simply because, as G Whip pointed out, and I saw somebody put in there about I got Delaney Walker. We haven't had a tight end that you could actually put out in the slot and be productive in a while. And Chig is a mismatch if you get him out there right. We see that at the end of the year all the time. You want Chig to be consistent this year, which again, sometimes competition, I'm in a contract year, that might make me step my game up when you know that Gunnar Helm is nipping at your heels. But I think those are two guys that you can put out there and spread them out in a 12 formation and really take advantage of them against a linebacker now. Because that, to your point, that he went against, the pass was in double coverage, and it was a good ball. That's an NFL throw. The window was small, and he went up, and it wasn't even a question. They couldn't even swat at the ball. Right. He high pointed, as you pointed out, Ed. So yeah, I think we got to, and we called it during the draft when we text each other as soon as they picked it. I was like, oh, that's a steal.
Yep.
But yeah, he's definitely one that, and what you like to see as well. And again, you're not seeing it as much in the games as you are in practice. But he does have a chemistry with Cam Ward already. Yeah.
He does. And after that throw, they were saying, and I think it was Chase Daniels. He does a good breakdown on X, and he says Cam has arrogant arm talent.
Arm arrogance.
Yeah, arm arrogance is what he said. That's exactly what he called it. So, and I'm gonna get some more comments in. It says Restrepo moves the chains. He gets open. He does. He does get open. He's a route monster in the slot. He is. But if they had not signed Tyler Lockett, I think it'd be a better chance. And Q, I agree with you, man. He said don't make the same mistake we did with LeGarrette Blount. And again, it just depends on 8 receivers, 3 tight ends, or 4. It just depends. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And we don't know this yet. And Gorilla 10, man, appreciate seeing you. Gorilla, hadn't seen you in a while, man. Appreciate you joining us. Nice. X is a gamer. I agree with you, man. 100%. 100%. It was a good pass, but a better catch by him. You're right, Dion, man. Appreciate you joining us tonight as well. And so I guess the last thing, guys, as we look at the offense, we want to give a shout out to the offensive line. We've already talked about that. The pocket has been, again, I know it's preseason and I know they're playing back. It doesn't matter. This is the NFL. So you don't get in the NFL unless you are good at something, and you even to elite status in some cases. But the offensive line, fellas, Dan Moore went down early, but he was able to come back. Didn't hear anything else about that. So that's good. That's a concern, these injuries that pop up in preseason. But the offensive line doing very well. Alec Ayermanner. I think we got a dog there, G-Wit.
Yeah.
Catch and run, 35 yards. He's got some wheels. Right? Yeah. He's big.
Yeah.
He's
big. Yeah, I on the offensive line, I think the telling things about it was, I think as you watch the whole game, even as they went down into the depth chart and everything, you still saw the same amount of pass protection. You saw the good run blocking. They were really firing off the ball well. So that's what you want to see. If you can get that consistently out of that offensive line, then it bodes well for the running game and for Cam as far as throwing the ball is concerned. It's weird. I think I would say this. Yeah, Alec Ayermanor, I think he's definitely in there, possibly even a second a second starter. You don't know. He might supplant Van Jefferson because at least you know he got hands.
Mm-hmm.
I think DK is just is a little raw and just gonna take a little time as far as like his route running and everything is concerned. He's got the speed, no doubt about it. And I think he's got hands, but I just think his route running is gonna hinder him a little bit. But yeah, I thought overall, man, it was really good to see those receivers out there catching the ball. But yeah, Ayam Manor, I think he's gonna be. Yeah, he's definitely a keeper. Again, you talk about Gunnar Helm, but that's also a 4th round steal as well.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that he got to the 4th round, and like you said, when we look at that 4th round, it might go down as the greatest round in Titans draft history, really.
You know, and I'm not saying this is going to be the case, but you know, we've seen teams in the past that had a good number 1 and number 2 and a tight end to win a lot of games, and so. You know, we hadn't seen that type in a while. But J. Lou, man, talk to me. So, J. Lou, do we still have a QB2 problem? And there is a situation brewing at RB3. So
let's I'll go to RB3 first, then QB2.
Okay.
RB3, I thought so. Julius Chestnut's gonna make it hard to cut him off this team.
He is.
When I say, I told y'all, I said here come the preseason darling because he's been great in preseason the past couple years, but. Again, you look at him from a special teams point. He ran the ball. I thought Mullins ran the ball well too. The rookie, ever since the first snap of his NFL career when he started step, he has not been the same since. Now he does. He has the same. And what's the separator between him and Julius Chestnuts and even Mims and some of them, but those two for right now. You can tell that Mullins is a rookie because he don't know how to pass pro. His pass pro is it needs some work. Whereas Julius Chestnut's doing that, but I think that you go if you keep it all hinges on how quickly you can get Spears back from that high ankle sprain. But I think they keep 3 minimum, if not 4. But it wouldn't surprise me if you went 2 or 3 deep on the practice squad, because I think Mims is worthy of the practice squad, and the guy they picked up with the dreads that was Jefferson. Yeah, all these running backs was running angry Friday night. They were all running angry. So I think this game, this game will be the separator. Of course, it's the last preseason game, so you figure you'll see again a lot of Mullins and a lot of Chestnut. Just to see who can, what can separate them. But again, right now, I would give the edge after 2 games to Chestnut strictly based off pass pro and off special teams. And then when you talk about QB2, you got to remember the Titans have the first waiver wire for everybody that's cut.
That's right.
I'm not sure your backup quarterback is on the team just yet.
Okay.
Now your practice squad, Trevor Siemian or Brandon. Now Trevor Siemian for sure is your practice squad QB. If you keep him, he's your practice squad QB. Can be good in the room. Knows the system. He definitely looked better than what we saw last week than Tim Boyle. But I still Brandon Allen. It's still just he can be beat out. I don't think he can be beat out by Trevor Siemian. But if you look around the league, there's some potential backup quarterbacks that could be cut when you have these large QB rooms on a handful of teams. I'm thinking about the Giants. I think about even Cleveland. Yeah, but when you think about the Giants, you've got 2 veterans plus a rookie. And basically, Russ is a starter. So what do you do with a Jameis Winston type? Somebody like that. But he's better. Jameis Winston, if he was cut, he's a better backup than what we got on the team. I just feel because Brandon Allen, your backup quarterback is somebody you can trust to win you a game. And I would trust Jameis Winston over Brandon Allen and Trevor Siemian right now. With this team and how I think this coaching staff would adjust to him, I would trust them over what we got because right now we just got a poorer version to me of Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So the saga goes on.
Yeah.
The quarterback. Now, let me get this last thing in and we'll go over to the defense. Thus, Van Jefferson make the squad. There's a lot of comments in the chat. We've been hitting all week. Van Jefferson, I think he makes it. People might not like that.
I think him. G. Whip said something a few minutes ago that will hold true. I think he makes it because they want veteran presence to begin, but I think his leash is very short from Alec Iamananer catching him and supplanting him.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. And so let's go over to the defense. It's going to be crazy. Now, Cedric Gray said, hold up, pump the brakes. Wait a minute. He said, wait a minute.
Not so fast, my friends.
He said, I understand. He was like, I understand that y'all said James Williams is number 2. He did say that. Y'all just didn't hear him say it, but he said it.
Yep.
He said, because I'm not ready to get it up yet. And man, like the first play of the game for him, he came in low, the boom. J. Lou,
I text y'all last week after the kickoff and said James Williams is my new favorite player. Then I text y'all Friday night and said, well, I got to change that now. That's great. So what we said about James Williams and what we said about Cedric Gray is coming to fruition. We had said that Cedric Gray looked like somebody who now knows how to play. Not Cedric Gray, I'm sorry. We had said James Williams looked like somebody who finally learned how to play linebacker last year and now is starting to figure out that role. And we said Cedric Gray was looking like someone who basically missed the majority of his rookie season. You got to remember, he didn't get to go through training camp at all. He was hurt. So he's just playing a lot of classroom linebacker. Got in near the end of the season, and it's going fast, and who knows what we're doing there. He looks like somebody that, I know it's cliche to say, but he looks like somebody that the game is slowing down for him. Because he's a natural linebacker. We drafted him last year with the thoughts and the intentions on him being the green dot, which he did a phenomenal job being green dot Friday night once Cody went out. Yeah. So he makes it tough, man. I would be surprised. Now, I think you still will see the starters Friday, at least a series. Cody Barton, I think you'll see the exact same thing. He might do a series, and then I think you see these guys play well into the third quarter to see who can figure out who can be that two beside him. But Cedric Gray has made what we thought should have been a position battle. It has turned into a position battle.
Yeah. I thought I agree with you. He did a phenomenal job. I was thoroughly impressed with him. I would say the only thing that probably that James Williams has over him right now is just flat out foot speed.
Yeah.
James Williamson is faster, so he can get out to the flat. You see, Cedric Gray does have some wheels, but he's just not really that fast as James Williams is. But as far as being the green dot and playing in the middle of that defense the way he did, I got to give him his props because it was to the point to where he was really almost jumping plays and knowing where to go and hitting the gap the way he's supposed to hit it, even in the part to where he made sure one gap was plugged and the running back changed direction, went straight to the defensive end, and they got the tackle. And that's really what you want to see. You really want to see that out of that linebacker to where they're making their run fits exactly the way they're supposed to. And then also they're getting to the outside and making those tackles. I thought both guys did a great job. I thought James Williams took a little while to get warmed up, but once he did, man, it was like those two linebackers, you were thinking if they were available last year, that defense would have been a whole lot better.
Man.
I had to give them the props. I'm like, okay, all right, we might be finally okay in the inside linebacker position. Because we got 2 young second-year players, 2 young studs, I think, that can come in and you can almost swap them out. And I think it's really going to – a lot of times it may simply depend upon the team you're running up against and what exactly they do on offense. If you go against a run-heavy team, you might see Gray in there more than you see Williams. If you see a pass-heavy team, you might see Williams more than Gray. It just depends. But we got 2 good young linebackers. I give us that much.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for anything else. And of course, they signed Bernie and Lynch during the week, so we'll see what that happens with those guys. And then Asamoah, special teams linebacker from
Yeah.
Minnesota, maybe
Yeah.
he can play some outside, and we just don't know just yet as he comes about. But I feel a little better, two guys, about the defensive line. Timmy Horn, Cam Horsley, play Isaiah Rakes. They Lynch
Lynch,
balled out in that game. Man. He was
that's what they were saying. He's the after the first three, he's the fourth.
He is by hands down.
Yeah, and so it looks a little better. Again, the edge is what I'm concerned. The pass rush is still non-existent, and so it's got to be Draymond. Maybe Draymond Jones when he plays more. Maybe he pressures the pocket a little bit more. Maybe this year Denard uses more different types of blitz schemes and just different looks, and so we'll see what happens. But I do think, fellas, after the defensive line, I think right now one of the deepest rooms we have is the secondary.
Ooh.
Because of Marcus Harris, Gabe Judy. Those young guys, man, are really playing ball. And if y'all don't know it, I think you do know, Marcus Harris is J. Lou's guy.
Yes,
out of
that is.
California, late round draft pick, and has been balling.
Balling. I mean, so the play of the day for him.
Yeah.
And why you saw why I liked him so much. He got beaten, and he didn't give up a touchdown. We'll talk about that yet. Mm-hmm. But the play that he got beat on, you saw why they like him with recovery speed. And he didn't panic, because usually we've seen DBs trail get beat, it's a PI. Yeah. He turned around right and swatted the ball and went on to play the next day. That's like that. You can't coach that. You can't coach speed like that and instinct like that. And that's something that we haven't seen at the DB room. Now, again, I still want Snead to come out there, and you still need him to start, but you've got to start feeling a little bit better about some of this depth. And again, you're going to take your lumps. We know and understand this is a young team. So when you got a young team, you're going to have young mistakes. But I said it several weeks ago. We were talking in the summer. Get this team to November, and it could be, depending on what the record looks. Yeah, that stupid confidence by November. You could be looking up and seeing them in the HUT graph and be like, wait, where did this team come from? Because they have finally grown up. And let's just be honest, we got a lot of young players who are going to see the field on meaningful games this coming Sunday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's that secondary is going to be interesting. I mean, we talk about the young guys, but you got to give props out to Xavier Woods as well.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the thing you like about him, one thing you do like about him is that they tackle.
Right.
They all tackle. And I mean, that's important because, of course, Denard was playing the way he was playing, but you saw guys, they catching the ball in front of them, short of the sticks, and they're going up making, single open field tackles and not allowing the guy to get to the first down. So you see things like that. Your boy Harris, on that one play where he got beat deep and made up the makeup speed. And the thing I like about it, he knocked the ball away, didn't really celebrate it, just came on back like, let's go for the next game. Next play. So you like that about him. You like that about all those young. Gabe Judy, I thought he did a phenomenal job, especially in run defense and everything, coming up making tackles. Of course, Brownlee Jr. doing his thing, but Harris, man, I like that guy, man. I like that guy. He's a straight baller.
Now, I will say, no, Deion, he hadn't played yet. He's talking about the safety out of Penn State.
No,
he hadn't played yet. He was.
He should be back this week in practice.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, fellas, that the one thing we hadn't been hearing, good or bad, I'm considering it good, is Roger McCreary. Now, I know he didn't play, but we hadn't heard anything out of camp about Roger. I know Jay Lou.
I thought he played Friday because
did he play Friday?
In my head, I remember him yes, he did. Because he made a tackle on the I'm almost positive I said there's a Roger being Roger. He made a tackle on one of those quick screens that
you're right.
Atlanta tried to do.
You're right.
You adding to your point, we haven't said nothing because it's just Roger being Roger.
Yeah, you're right. He did make a tackle. It was like a little bubble screen. You're right. You're right. Yeah, and so that's good though. I mean,
it is.
And I know
that's the one that
He's coming up on a contract.
He is in a contract year, and we will get to see how this front office handles players' contracts prior to the season starting. If you ask me right now, he would be one that I would go ahead and I would do him like you did. What's our safety? Hooker. I would do him like I did, like we did Hooker a few years ago. I think you re-up Roger for a 3-year contract right now, just to solidify and lock down a spot, and you allow him to continue to be your inside corner, your nickel corner, and continue to build on those outsides. Because I mean, right now he's the best, and he's quietly probably in the top 10, 15 if you look at just nickel backs in the league. So I would consider extending him. That's something you don't have to worry about in the future, because he's earned it. I mean, he's done everything you can ask for and then some.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, and I'm not disagreeing with you one at all, because McCrary is like you said, one of the top 10, 15. Gabe Judy can play nickel as well.
Yes.
And he's a bigger body.
Yes.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
And
he's a man cover guy too.
He is.
He's aggressive. And so if by chance, and I hope they keep Roger, if by chance the contract doesn't work out to his favor, which I think it will, like you said, they give him the Hooker 3 year, $30 million. I think, that will solidify him. But we got some depth.
You do. And that's fine.
Deion said, I just had a real crackpot thought about our QB situation. Do tell, Deion, do tell. And we'll keep going as you come up with your special teams, man. We thought perhaps maybe by chance we had a punter and a kicker. We missed an extra point.
In a dome.
We got a punter averaging 30-something yards a punt. So, I mean, where does it stop, G? Do we ever get past that hurdle that we've been dealing with for the past, since Baronis and as far as field goal kickers?
Man. It put it like this: it's special teams has been a thorn in our side for at least the past 8 seasons.
Ever since the safety on the opening kickoff.
Yeah. And it's always one thing or another.
Yes.
You got to figure for the past 8 years, it's been coaching.
Mm-hmm.
The coaching on special team has been horrible.
Yes.
But we get a guy that we know can coach special teams, does a great job, and now our kickers can't kick. You got a guy that's 81.7% on field goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's low in the NFL.
Yes.
And then you got a punter. Granted, he's older, but he's inconsistent. He's shanking more punts than anybody. I'm like, we got to figure this thing out, man, because we can't keep going like this. I mean, sooner or later, last couple of years we had a punter that could boom it out the end zone, but as far as directional punts or hang times, he was horrible.
Yeah.
We had decent kicker, but now you got rid of him because he couldn't really do kickoffs.
Couldn't kick off.
You got a guy that can kick off with one step, but he can't make field goals.
You do if you don't, right?
I mean, it's just crazy, man. I've never seen it. I will say this though on special teams. The one good thing I will say, I think the kick coverage is a whole lot better.
100%.
And I will say, and also I think the return game is a lot better. But
yes.
But the other part of it, it's horrible right now. And this is preseason.
It's just,
I don't know. I would say this. That's going to be a position that we need to look for on the waiver wire.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they already looking.
Yeah, got to be. What I tell y'all, I probably won't be yelling at Bones because you just said it. The coverage and return, everything's good. It's the kickers, these specialists that are terrible. And I'm sure they've already had conversations. Because again, you got to remember these are guys he brought in. Yeah, they give him a lot of they speak with him a lot as he's building these special teams and these specialists, and we've got to figure out something because it's that special team is going to cost a game or two this year, and it won't be because of coverage and missed tackle here or that.
Missed
it will be
field goal.
because missed field goal or because
Shank
we
punt.
shank a punt and give him a 10-yard punt. But he kicked the ball. He punted the ball 30 yards in a dome. He had a 30-yard punt in a dome. Shanked in a dome. No weather.
Yeah. The Eddie Gray, that's why they let Nick Folk walk, because he couldn't kick off. His kickoffs wasn't reaching the end zone.
His leg wasn't that strong. Even though he was 95% on field goals, it just
Yeah. And Dion, you're right. That is a crack pipe thought. By no means would that ever happen. That they bring Shador in here and be a backup quarterback. It would not.
I don't
that
see
would
that
not.
I've
That
thought
would
about
not
it,
work
but I
at
don't
all.
see it happening.
That would not work at all. That wouldn't. It couldn't work. It couldn't work because you would have some kind of controversy.
Yeah,
right?
That's the equivalent of what Washington did when they drafted
Kirk Cousins
and RG3
and RG3.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You definitely don't want that.
Yeah, I mean,
even though it's nothing against Shador, it really isn't.
Not at all. I just think the
really
environment. Yeah, the environment, the chemistry there. I just don't think that'll. It needs to call destroying the kick. That's funny. He got his neck hurt in that last game and he played in, so making a tackle. So I don't even know if he healed up yet or not. Man, but thank y'all for joining us for another episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G with J. Lou.
Yes, sir.
Week 2, 2025 Titans preseason. Titans win 23-20 over the Falcons. Got the Vikings coming up this Friday. Last one, and then we got the cut on that Tuesday. Got to be down to 53 by next Tuesday.
That's
so you know what y'all, you know what that means. We got to bring our 53 list next Sunday.
Yeah,
this Sunday coming up. So
that's
we can talk
gonna be
about
interesting, man. Because when they showed that stat at the game Friday, 45 of the 91 players have 2 years or less experience. I'm like, good Lord, this is crazy.
You keeping at least 25 to 30 of them.
Yep.
At least.
Because they already talking about home. They want to draft homegrown and build them.
Yep.
What else can you want? You got a team that young, and you got, like you said, 30 to 40 players in that, or 45 players. You're gonna keep the majority of them.
The majority.
You're gonna try to keep as many on the practice squad as you can too.
Yeah,
That's right.
Because you get 17 players on the practice squad?
16 on the practice squad.
And,
17 we will have 17 because we got the international guy. They're gonna keep him. He's going to be on this team until he can't be on the team.
He won't set a foot on the field during the game day, but he gonna be on this team.
Yeah,
because you can got that loophole.
Right.
But thank y'all again, man, for joining us, man. Thank you for all the comments, the questions for the show. Check us out next week, man, as we talk about the Minnesota Vikings. They come to Nissan Stadium.
Test for Cam.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice test.
Yeah.
How long they let him play.
Brian Flores is coming in.
Yeah. I hope he throws everything at him.
I hope he does too.
Because it's I love to watch it, but he's got to see it too, so he can be ready for it.
Yeah.
Going to week 1 against Denver, he's gonna have a lot. It's gonna be a tough test for him.
Yes.
On the road in Mile High with those corners.
Van Joseph is coming with the blitzes.
Oh yeah,
he's great.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna test him because they talk about how good he is in the pocket and his poise and him looking over the defense. So he's gonna get tested early and often. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Him and the O-line. That's gonna be the whole.
Definitely, the O-line is definitely.
Especially Dan Moore. He's really gonna get.
Dan Moore actually played pretty good.
Yeah, but it's preseason.
I know, but still, I mean, you again. When was the last time we had a pocket look like that?
Hey, we haven't. Okay. Even in preseason, we haven't.
Okay.
We just want Dan Moore to be average. Like, think about it. We ain't asking for a lot. We just want the offensive line to be average. Not above average, just average.
Look, better than what we had in the past.
Yes.
Past 2 years. Enough time. Right. Average is way better.
Average is way. So you got to think, if you got an offensive line that's average, and we all think we got a quarterback that's well above average than what we ain't seen last, that in itself should create better pocket presence. Because I thought you saw, and again, it's the little things you look for in the game. Mm-hmm. You saw in this last game, of course, he was gunslinging and just seemed to get away with it. But I felt like in this game, he stayed in the pocket longer. He didn't move as fast as he did. He trusted it a little bit before he moved. And when he moved, he rolled out and still looking downfield. Like he never once rolled into
run.
He never rolled to run, never rolled into a sack. And the 3 times that the tackles looked like they might have got beat, they pushed the guy right on around and he stepped up. And we haven't seen that in, what'd you say, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
That's Nathan, you're right. That's how down bad we be.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Even, to your point on that rollouts when he hit Ellick for that 35-yard
Yeah,
game.
yes.
So,
now that was a thing of beauty. I had to give him props for that. That was a thing of beauty.
It was.
Rolled out because he had the running back short. He had the running back short, and he went for the big one and had him, caught him in stride. Man, that was a great pass. And like I said, I'm just gonna give bass to Van Jefferson drop. That just drives me nuts every time they show it.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when the former professionals say it's bad.
I love Cal's response, man. He's like, "Hey, I need to see you put the ball better." I mean, he ain't gonna throw him under the bus.
He's not gonna do that. But Van Jefferson should have pulled a Michael Irvin on that. No, you were fine. That's all me.
Hey, Darius, if they could bring in Carson Wentz, I wouldn't be against that at all as a backup.
I wouldn't either. He's sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the couch at home. He's better than Brandon Allen.
He is way better than Brandon.
He's way better than Brandon. And let's just be honest. If we got the backup quarterback playing, I mean, we got problems.
Problems.
Oh, yeah,
if we got them playing, I'd rather at least see decent ball than I'll take my chance with Carson Wentz airing it out there than Brandon Allen just doing Brandon Allen things.
At least we know that Carson Wentz has some mobility, right?
Yes.
And he can get out of the pocket. So, at least we know that.
Like I said, I'm not saying Brandon Allen is the answer by any means, and I know he's here because he's familiar with Callahan and the offense and everything. So, but really, I haven't been looking that much, but I hadn't seen a backup quarterback out there. And, I understand what you're saying, but I would definitely not want no risk it, no biscuit, Jameis Winston.
Oh boy, that would be fun. If you looking at the backup quarterback, I gotta sit up there and have fun. I'm needing a 500-yard, 5 touchdown, 6 interception game. I need one of those. Because you're right.
Right. 500 yards, 5 interceptions, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and we score a bunch of points, but he gives a bunch of points away.
And that was a Tampa Bay game.
Yes.
For 400 and had like 5 picks against us.
Yes.
I was like, man.
That was the only thing. I remember that Tampa Bay game because I was like, well, it's close. I was like, but Jameis is going to give us the ball back, so I ain't worried about it.
Eddie Gray says Tanny Trio is out there.
I don't think Tannehill wants to come to a rebuilding team.
That's true.
Like, does Tannehill really want to play?
I don't know.
I don't thought last year that you would have thought like a Minnesota or somebody would have reached out. Last year, it's like one of these contenders, and you didn't hear nothing.
You didn't hear anybody reaching out for him at all. And Quasi kept. I think officially he's done because
I think he's just enjoying life in the Caribbean.
But let's be real about Tannehill. Tannehill was about done his last season with us anyway. So if we're gonna be truly honest about it.
His confidence was shot.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he never recovered from that playoff game, man.
He did. A lot of people have. But thank y'all for joining us. Dion says he wants to see the starter O-line in full force. He want Big Jeff out there. I think we're going to see the starters out there on defense, too.
Yeah.
You don't think so, J-Lo?
I don't think you see Big Jeff.
What?
I personally would rather see T Sweat than Big Jeff.
Well,
I know what I'm gonna get from Jeff. I don't think if every starter plays this week, I think he still sits 2 starters. I don't think you see Big Jeff, and I don't think you see Zeitler on the offensive guard. Because I think
I would agree with Zeitler.
I think those 2 are the only 2 that you know what they're gonna bring. Like me personally, I would rather see my guy T Sweat out there just because he's coming off of when he had the abs and then got his tonsils removed, and he's missed a lot of contact time. You just need him to get out there. So I'd rather see him than see Jeff. But then again, it's a home game, so you could get them. Now a home game, they're gonna trick you because all of them will be in uniform to warm up.
We saw
and
that.
Right. And then they'll come back out, and you'll see some of them in just shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah. You think Christian Mary's gonna play?
I don't see. I don't think Cushenberry's one that fooled you this week because he actually came out and did warm up. He was in full pads in Atlanta for warm ups prior to the game. You think he'll get a little bit more practice time? They got Monday and Tuesday they'll go padded practice here. So you think he'll get a little bit more time? G Witt, I would personally love to see him have a series, but I think he's another one you see come out there and at least warm up in the field or whatnot, and I still feel comfortable with that extra bye week and getting him ready for week 1.
Hopefully we see Snead come back this week. Not to play, just to practice.
Get him off the PvP.
Yeah, let's get him back.
Yeah.
I mean, we need I want by week 1, my hopes is that everybody's in we full throttle.
Yeah.
Full throttle. Across the board on both sides.
Yep.
No exceptions.
Yeah.
The only exception I would give would probably be I'm torn on Spears.
Yeah,
it's so hard to come back from a high ankle sprain. You just don't know the severity of that. He's the only, which you need him back because I feel like he was on a mission this year too.
Yeah,
just from what we've seen in practice, and I think he's the wild card in this offense.
Always different when that money time comes.
It is.
But y'all talking about running back 3, man. Even though he's struggling pass pro, man, I still like Mullins, man. I like the way he runs.
Well, he decided to run hard.
Yeah, he's definitely your short yardage guy because he realized let me just hit the hole and run.
Yeah, I like it. I just think if he can just show up that pass protection, man, I think that joker's a keeper.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, 100%, 100%. I don't think they make a mistake and get rid of him.
No.
Yeah.
If you keep Chestnut, that means you kept 4.
Yeah.
That means you kept 4 running backs.
I agree with you. And I mean, he had 8 carries in the game, pounding 3 yards a pop. Take 3 yards a pop in a tough yardage situation like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank y'all again, man, for joining us this week. Check us out next week, man. We talk about the Minnesota Vikings, the last preseason game, and our final prediction on the 53-man roster. So, man, get y'all ready, bring them to, man, so we can talk about it and see who we think. And then that Tuesday following, we'll see who makes the squad, the 53 and the practice squad. But a lot to be determined, a lot left to be on the line for these guys trying to make this team, man. Again, thank y'all for joining us. Comments and questions. Check us out next Sunday, man. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.